Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War in the East. Let's continue where we left off with our invasion here. So we're on June 28th, 1942, and yeah, encircled a bunch of forces over here. It's not that much, but I guess we can make do. One thing that I certainly want to do is get those guys out of the way. And I guess as for these, they'll just stay there. Let's see. Let's still also keep attacking the units in this pocket wherever I can. That's only 13 tanks, that's not a whole lot. But every small little bit helps, I suppose. Now, as far as the Second Army is concerned, the 267th has more units. Basically, what I want to do is, just like I said or just like I have those units there, I want to, at the very least, complement each Hungarian unit with a part of a German unit to strengthen that line. And you can see it doesn't actually get me above 2, but I actually do think that it will help here. Meanwhile, I will also, do a bit of reorganization in that area. But I want to get through here first. So another unit that I want to get. I don't have to take Voronezh now. I'm not too interested. But if I split these up, move you in there. I think, though, I'm gonna put all of these under the 53rd Corps. That might be a bit more clear then. Although the 53rd Corps does not have any support units at the moment, so that is something that I will have to deal with. Alright. I would say that this flank then is somewhat secure for now. Let's get the 255th out of that location. Now let's just move them there. Let's just move them here for the moment, so that it's a bit more clear what I've left in terms of other units. And this is 5th Panzer. They would still need to refit as well. Okay, so the unit, let's see here. So first of all, I'm going to get the 1st Hungarian Mountain out because I want only 2 units and these guys can reorganize at that point. Mm, 13,000. Right, you cannot move in there. These can. Let's move them in there then. And what I'll do is I want it's a light division. There we are. Again, these edges are the most dangerous, so in such a case I do tend to want to put at least another infantry unit in there. And now I have the SS Cavalry separate. The Hungarian Armored Division here can now also reorganize. And I also have the 13th Hungarian Infantry Brigade ready to move into this hex still. Down here. Okay. So the 9th Hungarian Infantry Brigade can then also move down into this hex here afterwards. I still have the Hungarian Cavalry Brigade, but they don't seem to be doing that well. I'll move them into Valuki to recover. And I want the 1st Hungarian Armored Division on reserve. And afterwards, yeah, I will also reorganize those units. But it shows at least also I have those 3 or those divisions ready. I might just have them on refits to give them a few more combat points there. Depending on where I'm gonna go with that unit eventually. Anyway, Okay. This lot or removing these guys is not going to be really super easy because I actually think they're a bit more powerful than they're letting on, but well, not all of them. That's only 3,000. Jeez. Man, sometimes this can be pretty rough. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Let's see if, oh yeah. Definitely at least assigning that. Okay. This puts them to 3, which will still allow them to attack. I am going to get Totenkopf in there too. And yeah, they'll be okay even without that, indeed. Ah, sweet. Okay, that also helps. That means that I can then attack this and then move further down. So that cavalry, I'd rather do a hard attack there. And oh, that's only one. Those were some pretty weak units. Interesting. This is also a bit dicey. So technically I could use Das Reich to try and clear some of those enemies. But all right, let's start here. So let's get some of these units from 6th Army in here to make sure that they don't get out. So you cannot move down. The major problem is that they have to cross all these rivers, which severely exhausts them, obviously. Down to 1A. What I will do is I will move this entire stack. I mean, look, I have to use them here. In order to clear this area a little bit, like. They'll stay. And they will also cross the river, so I will start moving the Italians up too. Oh. And because they have no business being on this line anymore, or at least for a significant part. Okay. I will have one unit in here. I don't think I'm gonna attack those yet. There we go. I cannot put a unit up in here, nor might I. Can also not get in there, sadly. So that's still quite tricky. But I think, yeah, so especially with this, I will have quite a few of these units that will then get released in order to remove that and to work their way up towards Stalingrad from here in conjunction with the 6th Army. So that should be pretty decent. Now, 6th Army, move up into Starobelsk. I think that if I might not be able to beat them though. I did. So at least they are surrounded for a turn. Although there's no way I can get into that X. Not even with the cavalry from there. Well, they're isolated for turn, so they'll have to, I guess, move back. That's still a bit useful. Of quite a few units in the back there, of which I don't think it's that great of an idea to move already. But there are some units that can be routed, at least for a decent result. In which case I also certainly will. Not the best attack, but these are in the way. Well, certainly I'll move into Khrushchevskaya there, while oh, they must have units here. If I'm not taking any of those, I have to be a bit careful at that point. But yeah, as usual, quite slow progress. Like just taking this little bit, but that's fine. Bit tricky to dislodge them. I cannot move into that hex there. Maybe like this. So at least they can also cross the river and take manage. They still hold this hex across the river. And then of course this one, but they have to retreat rather. Before I can do anything else there. This is of course not a priority. I don't want to say I don't care about this, because ultimately if they can get the Krasnodar or Maikop, that would be great. But my top priority is still to encircle the Soviet units and make sure that I get to, you know, Voronezh, Chula, and Stalingrad ultimately after encircling enough forces. I won't make the 1st of June anyway, so I'll be gunning for October regardless. So that, you know, I can take my time as it is. Okay, so most of the 22nd is up here. Let's get all the units which are part of the 22nd. Out there. Because when are they supposed to have 7, 3, 5, 6, huh? Okay, let's put you in there first. You want to refit right behind it. And both of these mountain troops are also not doing super amazing. Put them like that for now. This is the 35th. Take them. You cannot move. You cannot move. Second Italian. We'll move forward. And now I also have these. They will they'll just stay there. I do want to have these under the Army Group South. Sadly. There we go. Now, this turn, I have the Italian 8th Army here. The Italian 8th Army should be under the Army Group South. And then I should have these corps under the Italian 8th Army. There's only this one left. All right, there we go. And I actually want to have, okay, I cannot do that for quite a few of those things. I want to get all of the Italian support units under the 8th Army so I can start dividing them. Let's actually take a look under the OKH and which Italian units are still under it. Quite a lot. So I guess I got most of these this turn. Because I got another whole lot of Italian support units. Yeah. Alright, so I will see about how that's gonna go. It should be locked. Let's actually take a look at those. Italian 8th. It seems like for whatever reason most of these just automatically got assigned there. Assault engineers, eh? These are the divisions. Italian anti-tank, 47 millimeter. Guess it's better than nothing. The heavy howitzers are 149 millimeter. That's also pretty decent. Nope. CCN Legion. Yeah, that's indeed just it's a shame. It would have been interesting to see them having actual ski units. I would be quite interested in that. 33 flame tank. I can barely see anything on that flame tank. Eighth. Alright, so those are all divided, and I don't need to worry about that anymore for now, so that's pretty decent. This is not so decent. We'll have to reorganize that as well as we go along. Let's quickly take a look here though. Those are still inactive, and everything in Hungary as well. Alright, not a problem. If we move up, there are no other additional units in that area. Fine. What I can do in order to have the Polizei division contribute is do this. So okay, hard front battle. Lost 731 men, but it's rather like 10 to 1, so that's at least pretty good. Kicking them out of Volchansk, of course, is not easy either. And what it does do, though, is it clears up some territory. Now, I will spread these out a little bit, but it allows me to free up the 10th motorized for the moment. I need to, you know, shift some forces down here to try and contain that situation for now. And get some unit in there to beef that up too. I don't like these, they took this extra position, so I'm gonna need to kick them off of there and push them back, which is obviously not easy, but at the very least, again, I got all three. I got of the gates to Moscow, I guess. Maloyaroslavets, Mozhaisk, and Volokolamsk, which I lost last, which I lost in the 1941 counteroffensive. Basically, the 16th Army is also pretty stretched now. Huh, interesting. Might have to switch up some units. But that's that. Certainly not accidentally gonna attack there a second time. What a disaster that was. That was really bad. Yeah, so that's really no good. Let's actually take a look, because there, come on, game. Or these two that I was looking for. I'm actually yeah, I'm gonna put these under the 6th Army. And 6th Army can take that. Just need to take a look which corps can do that. This is the 44th Corps. Which is still too far, it seems like. Yeah. Not anymore. Right, sweet. I mean, I still have a very long ways to go when it comes to getting to Stalingrad, of course. I mean, I've only just reached Bukhar, and this is a pretty big distance. But by continuously encircling the enemy units, I do expect to get there eventually. So that should be pretty good. What do I have here? I need to make a bit more sense out of the Romanians. This Yeah, I don't think so. I want to take a look and get all of the support units away from the individual units here, if they had them. So I need to inspect that. Because I might have done that to support them, but they don't really need it. At least not anymore. Okay, that's good. And 4th Romanian Mountain. I think they can cross the river to join in that their assault. I think that should be fine. The 5th Romanian corner has no units. Let's move you here, you here. But I will move the 3rd Romanian Army Hex here. Interestingly enough, there's a unit there under the 3rd Romanian Army, and I should put them under the 3rd Romanian Corps. And they have the 6th Romanian Cavalry Division, which it shouldn't, because all these other ones are under Army Group Antonescu, which they should be under. Just like the 3rd Romanian Army. Which technically at this point has room for one more unit, but yeah, 4th Romanian Army is also fine in that regard. I need to move you, but the question is where? Let's take a look. So this piece of rail will still be done in a day. I do have half a mind to let them work here as well. That's probably for the better, because then at least they're gonna be doing something useful in there. Let's move them to for Shilovgrad so they can work their way up there. I did already talk about this rail line here. I really need to fix up these rails fairly quickly, so I really want to get as many units as possible onto that goal. Create a depot, because I will have the rail line going up there now. And I will also build a depot in Staryaskal. You can need to move them around a little bit. If they want to take Yostrebovko, I will allow them. That's fine. Second Panzer Army. I will definitely need to move that. I will move them closer to the front as long as it doesn't actually gets too problematic for them to move. You're recovering, 5th Panzer is recovering, although they might be better off just moving up or to Staryaskal. I will have to see. I'm not too focused on clearing out everything here. But if I'm gonna attack like this, then all of these will also be encircled. But I'm gonna do that in the next episode, I think. So for now, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Yeah. Take care. See you then. Bye-bye.